Hello, this is Eden with HelixxVR. Today I'll be taking a look at Disaster Report 4 Summer Memories, though I'll mostly be focusing on the VR side of it. This is a PlayStation 4, PC, and Nintendo Switch game. VR mode is currently only on PlayStation 4, but there have been hints on the Steam database that it will be coming to PC too. To set expectations right off, this is not primarily a VR game. It's a non-VR action-adventure game where you experience an ongoing disaster with earthquakes and more. It's a rather niche title where you spend a lot of time exploring and have to make choices, often boiling down to helping others, helping yourself, or just avoiding getting involved. The non-VR game has a rather unique premise, and the choices it provides, the interactions with other characters, and the atmosphere are all great. With that said, it has some serious technical issues. It's quite clunky, and it graphically looks more like a game from the last console generation. This makes sense, since it was originally intended for the PlayStation 3. I have rather mixed feelings on it. Now, before I move on to the VR aspect, I will say one final thing. If you have no interest in non-VR, go check out one of our other videos instead. You have to complete levels of the main portion of the game before unlocking the corresponding VR stages. So in VR mode, you can explore some levels previously played from a different perspective. Much like in the regular game, the world occasionally shakes and buildings may even collapse. This is so much more immersive to see it happening around you in VR, rather than on a screen from a third-person point of view. That said, the sense of danger may be a bit less as you cannot seem to die in VR mode, even if a bridge collapses when you're on it. VR mode is about exploring the areas and finding stickers, which take the form of letters. That and finding the exit point, which is generally straightforward, as it's similar to the same area in the main game, which you would have completed by the time that you get to this. Finding stickers gives you points, which can be redeemed in the main game for cosmetic items. You can explore quite a bit, or just make a direct route to the exit. There are a lot of explorable rooms to look around as well as some minor puzzles, which it pretty much gives you the answer to, like finding a key and noting where it may be after a few times interacting with the door. The way that you do this is through a combination of semi-automatic walking on rails and a slow teleport to different areas between nodes. This is all controlled by a gamepad and head movements, not the move controllers. You can choose to stop, go at normal speed, or walk fast, but it's always along those same rails and you don't have much in the way of freedom. I found the teleporting to have some issues, unfortunately. The way it works is that you can look at one of the points you can travel to and press the button to go there. Usually this works fine, but you can only seem to travel to points which are connected to the current one. This means sometimes you can see exactly where you want to go, but you have to teleport several times to get there. It can take quite a while. It's also designed as a seated experience when you're facing forward, but sometimes the teleport points are actually right behind you. It can be quite uncomfortable to move around to select that point, and there's no snap or smooth turning function, only physical movement. Onto graphics. As mentioned before, they seem dated, much like in the main game, but they look good enough in VR. Graphical performance was fine too, which wasn't always the case outside of VR. Now, the audio is fine. It doesn't really stand out, there's only really background sound in VR. I suppose it does add to the atmosphere though. Now, this game costs approximately $60, €60, or £50. It's fairly pricey, but there is quite a lot of content in the main part of the game. Considering the technical issues and the dated feel of the game, I feel like it's too much, but it could be worth it on a 50% off offer. Disaster Report 4 is a fairly unique title. The VR mode is a nice bonus, but not really great on its own. I feel like the main benefit is being able to see the places you played through in the game in another way, and the VR experience of the earthquake of the buildings collapsing and a broken city around you. If you can pick it up on sale, and you want to try out this niche, then I'd recommend it for the non-VR gameplay as long as you have patience with the technical side. I wouldn't really consider it solely for the VR though, unless you're already buying it. Once again, this was Eden from HelixxVR. If you'd like to see more content like this, please remember to like, subscribe, and if you really liked it, hit that alert button too.